956 subdivisions of Africa. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's start from the south and make our way up north. Starting off here with South Africa with the Cape provinces. Let me copy paste this. Western Cape, Eastern Cape. That subsequently took all the eastern subdivisions in this quiz. And Northern Cape, if I can type, a Free State, Northwest, Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal. It took Mpumalanga, which means east in the local languages, and finally Limpopo. Alright, over to Lesotho, which is entirely surrounded by South Africa. As you can see, we have Gauteng, Maleshoek, Kachasnek, Mafeteng, Maseru, where the capital is at, Berea. And that took it took Bere first in Ivory Coast before we can type in Berea, Leribe, Butha Buthe, Mogotlong, and Thabatseka. Alright. Over to Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland. We have only 4, Shiselweni, Manzini, Hoho, and Lubombo. Alright, what do we do? Gonna do Madagascar, Androy, Anosi, Atsimo, Andre, let me copy paste this, Atsimo, Andre, Fana, Ihorombe, Atsimo, Atsi, Nanana, Fito, Vinani, Vato, Vavi, Vat, writing Vat Grat over in Libya, Vato, Vavi, Otmatsiatra, Amoron I Mania, Vakinan Karatra, which I believe were Antananarivo, the capital is at, Itasi, Anala, Manga, Menabe, typing in Metoklame over in Ivory Coast, Menabe, Melaki, Atsi, Nanana, Lautra, Mangoro, Analan, Girofo, Sava, Diana, Sofia, Bueni, Betsy, Boka, and Bongo Lava. Typing in Bon took Anabe in Algeria, Bong took Bong over in Liberia before we can type in Bongo Lava. And that's it. We'll move on to Mauritius. Mauritius, the main island, Rodriguez, St. Brandon, and Agalega. We have this west of Mauritius, the French-owned island of Réunion. And then over here we have Comoros, Ngazija or Grande Comore, Moeli, and Anjouan. And east of Comoros we have Mayotte, another French territory, even though the blue, I believe, on the Comorian flag represents Mayotte. It is a separate entity. Moving on here to Seychelles, we have outer islands, Ladik and inner islands. We have Condons, which is present on both of the islands, Condons Praslin or Pralin and Mae, and by Sainte-Anne, Takamaka, by Lazare, Anse Royal, Anse Boileau, Au Cap, Anse Popin, Pointe-la-Rue, Cascade, Plaisance. Another reminder why I'm not including the space is purely for time saving. It accepts our input whether a space or is included or excluded, so for time saving. Avroche Caïman, Les Mamets, Perseverance Island 1 and Perseverance Island 2, Montfleury, Port Claude, Belombre, Beauvaillon, Glacis, 11 Étoiles, La Rivière Anglaise, or the English River, Montbuxton, Saint-Louis, and Bel Air. Where should we go next? We'll do Namibia. Now this region is inhabited by the Khoisan peoples, which are famous for their clicking languages, the clicking sound which they make when they speak their languages. And this clicking sound is represented by these symbols, and the name is karas. It took kara first there before we can type in karas. So it's supposed to be pronounced something like karas or something like that. We have Hardap, Khomas, where the capital Windhoek is at. Omaheke, Ocha, Zanjupa, Kavango East and Kavango West, Zambezi, Ohangwena, Oshikoto, Oshana, Omusati, Erongo, and Kunene. Moving on to Botswana, we have Northwest, already filled in, also known as Ngami Land. Ganzi, similar to Ghazni over in Afghanistan. Kagalagadi, Kaweneng, Kagatlang, Southern, have what is this one? Jorawa? Jorape. I'll get to that in a minute. We have Southeast, Gaborone, the capital, Lobatse. Oh, it's Jorap. It'll come. We have Central, Chobe, Orapa, which is the largest diamond producing mine in the world. Obviously, Botswana, one of the highest diamond producing nations in the world. We have Soa, Celebi, Fikwe, that took Sao over in Cape Verde. Celebi, Fikwe, Northeast, Francistown, the second largest city. I'm trying to remember what this is. Oh yeah, Juaning. Now, Juaning is the biggest diamond mine in the world. Or the richest diamond mine in the world. Moving on over to Zimbabwe, here we have Matabele Land North and Matabele Land South. We have Bulawayo, the second largest city, Midlands, Masvingo, Manica Land. It'll take Manica over in neighboring Mozambique first. Manica Land, Mashona Land East, capital Harare, Mashona Land Central, Mashona Land West, and move on to Mozambique. Manica already filled in. We have Maputo, Gaza, Inhambane, Zambezia, similar to Zambezi over here in Namibia, Tet, Nyasa, Cabo Delgado, Nampula, and Sofala. Alright. Malawi are already filled in northern, central, southern, so purely compass directions there. Zambia, also mostly already filled in. We have northern, northwestern, central, southern, and eastern. We're missing Muchinga, Luapula. I always get Luapula and Lualaba over here in DRC mixed up. We have Copperbelt, a very industrial city. Lusaka, where the capital's at, and southwest, right? Southwest. No. What is this one? It's western. Sorry. It's western. Alright, moving on to Angola. Another Portuguese-speaking country other than Mozambique. We have Quando Kubangu, Mosco, Lunda Sul, Lunda Norte, Malange, Bié, Wambu, Wila, which is the exact same name as a subdivision over there in Colombia, Namibi, Kunini, Benguela, Bangu, Luanda, which has been further subdivided as of 2024 into Luanda and another subdivision called Ikolu Bangu, and then Kwanza Sul, Kwanza Norte, Zaire, Igi, and this oil-rich exclave called Cabinda. Here we have the collection of British overseas territories of St. Helena, Tristan da Cunha, and Ascension, one of the most remote places on Earth. We'll go to Tanzania. We have Mtwara, Lindi, Pwani, Dar es Salaam, Umoja, also known as Zanzibar, Umoja North, Umoja South, Mjini Magharibi, Pemba North, and Pemba South, Tanga, Kilimanjaro, obviously where Mount Kilimanjaro, the tallest mountain in Africa, is located at. We have Manyara, Arusha, Mara, Simiyu, Morogoro, Dodoma, where the capital is at, Singida, Iringa, Ruvuma, Songwe, Njombe, Mbeya, Geita, Mwanza, Shinyanga, Tabora, Kagera, Kagoma, Katavi, Kigoma, and Rukwa. Alright, moving on to Burundi, formerly colonized by the Belgians. We have Cibitoke, Kayanza, Bubanza. We have Bujumbura Mary and Bujumbura Rural, Rumonge, Mwaro, Muramvya, Makamba, just like the Zimbabwean footballer, former Aston Villa player, Marvelous Nakamba. We have no wait, that's already done. We have Bururi. Always get this mixed up with Bugiri over there in Uganda. What else? We have Ngozi, Karuzi, Gitega, Kirundo. What did that take? That took Kairouan over in Tunisia. Kirundo, Muyinga, Chankuzo, Ruyigi, and Rutana. Alright, and then we have here Rwanda. Compass directions once again, northern, although I have memorized their Kinyarwanda name, the native name. Amaj Yaruguru for northern, Amaj Yepfo for southern, Iburasi Razuba for eastern, and Iburenge Razuba for western. And then finally the capital, there in the middle, Umuji wa Kigali. Alright, we'll do DR Congo, the second largest country in Africa. We have Congo Central, the only coastal subdivision. We have Kinshasa, the capital, which is located right across a river from another capital city of another country, which is actually the only occurrence in the world where that happens. Across from it is, of course, Brazzaville over in the Republic of Congo. Right, we have Kwilu, Kwango, Mai en Dombe, Équateur, Ubangi, Sud Ubangi, Nord Ubangi, Mangala. Reminds me of Eliakim Mangala, the former Man City center back, I believe of Congolese descent as well. Of Chouapa, Kasai Central, Kasai Oriental, Sankuru, Bawele, Owele, Ituri, kind of like a Japanese sounding name, Maniema, North Kivu, Sud Kivu, Tanganyika, just like the lake here. Lomami, Katanga, and Lualaba. Alright, moving on to Republic of Congo. Pointe Noire, Niari, what is this one? Kwilu, Bouanza, Lekumu, Pool, the capital Brazzaville, of course. Plateau, which also exists as the name of a subdivision in a bunch of other countries. We have Cuvette West, Sangha, and Liguala. Alright, over to Gabon, the country of Aubameyang. We have Mounié, Nyanga. I'm going to copy paste Ogwe here because it's present in most of the subdivisions in Gabon. We have Ogwe Maritime, Moyon Ogwe, that'll first take there, Moyon Chari over in Chad. So Moyon Ogwe, Ogwe Ivando, Ogwe Lolo, and Ogwe. We have Etouer, where the capital Libreville is at, and also one of the the only place in the world, in fact, where you can find hippos who live on the beach instead of their typical savanna habitat. And then Wolu Antem. Right, over to Equatorial Guinea now, the only Spanish-speaking country in Africa. We have ano bon, which comes from the Portuguese frame ano bom, which means good year. And we have the island of Bioko here, Bioko Sur and Bioko Norte, which is where the capital Malabo is at. And then Litoral Centro Sur Giblojo, which is actually the soon-to-be capital, also known as Ciudad de la Paz, city of the peace city, basically. Quientem and Huele Nzas. Alright, moving on to São Tomé and Príncipe, Portuguese speaking. Originally uninhabited, I believe. We have Pague, also known as the island of Príncipe, and then on the island of São Tomé we have Cauê, Cantagalo, Mesochi, Água Grande, where the capital's at, Lobata, and Lembá. We'll do Kenya next. We have here Taita Taveta, Quilu. No, what is this one? Kwale, right? Yeah, Kwale, Mombasa, Kilifi, Tana River, Kitui, Makueni, Kajiado, Machakos, Lamu, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Isiolo, Samburu, Marsabit, Turkana, Embu, Tharakanithi, Emeru, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Kiambu, Nairobi, the capital obviously, Nyeri, Nyandarua, Laikipia, Baringo. Took Bahr el Ghazal over in Chad first. Baringo, West Pokot, Elgeyo Marakwet, Wasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, what's this one? Bungoma, obviously Bungoma, Kakamega, Vihiga, the smallest subdivision, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Nakuru, Narok, Kisii, Nyamira, Bomet, Kericho, and Nandi. And Busia, which also exists as a subdivision with the same name over there in neighboring Uganda. Alright, over to Uganda, which literally ruined my mental health because of the amount of subdivisions it has. It has the second most subdivision out of any country in the world with 136, behind Slovenia with 212. So, alright, let's get into this madness. We have, by the way, there are a bunch of subdivisions which are mixed up over here. Alright, Koboko is mixed up with Amuria there. No, wait, sorry, mixed up with Amuru, yep. Amuru, Maracha, Arua, Zombo. I was about to say zombie there. Nebi, Pakwach, Madiokolo, Terego, Yumbe, the only Muslim majority subdivision in the entirety of Uganda. We have Moyo, Obongi, Ajumani, Nwoya, Lirakole, Oyam, Gulu, Pader, Lamwo, Kitgum, what is this? Omoro, Karenga, Kabong, Abim, Agago, Kotido, Moroto, Amudat, Nakapiripirit, Nabila, Nabil took Nabil over in Tunisia. Nabila took, that's what I meant to write. Napak, Otuke, Aleptong, Kwania, Dokolo, Apak, Kabera, Maido, Amolatar, Kalaki, Ngora, Serere, Kumi, Soroti, Kapele, Biong, Katakwi, Bukedea, Bulam, Buli, Kapchorwa, Queen, Bukwo, Sironko, Bududa, Butebo, Budaka, Kibuku, Butambala, Namutumba, Mbale. I always get that mixed up with Mbeya over here in Tanzania. We have Manafwa, Namisindwa, Tororo. What is that one? Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, Butaleja, sorry. Butaleja. Namayingo. That took Naama over in Algeria. Namayingo. Mayuge. Jinja. Kamoli. What's this? Buyende. Palisa, Kaliro. And Bugiri, Bugweri, Iganga, Luka, Kayunga, Luero, Buvuma, similar to Ruvuma there in Tanzania. What is this? Jinja, Wakiso, the capital Kampala, Mukono, oh yeah, Bwikwe, Nakaseke, which is mixed up with Liantonde, and Liantonde is mixed up with Mitiana. So a three-way mix up there. Nakasongola, Kalangala, Mpigi, Gomba, Kasanda, Kiboga, Kwanzi, Semba, Bule, Bukoman, Simbi, Kalungu, Masaka, Masa Tuksus Masa over in Morocco, Masaka, Kiotera, Rakai, Luengo, Mubende, Kiriandongo, Masindi, Bulisa, Hoima, Kikube, Kakumiro, Kagadi, Kibale, Kiegegwa, Kienjojo, Kamwenge, Kabarole, Toroko, Bundi, Bugio, Bunyangabu, Kasese, Kitagwenda, Ibanda, Rubirizi, Bushenyi, Buweju, Shema, Mitoma, just like Kaura Mitoma, the Japanese Brighton winger, Rukungiri, Kanungu, Kisora, Rubanda, Rukiga, Kabale, Kazo, what else? Ntungamo, Isimiro, Ruampara, Mbarara, and finally, Kiruhura. Alright. We'll do Central African Republic. We have Sangha Mbaire, or Mbaire, Flobai, Ombela Mpoko, Bongi, the capital, Waka, Kemo, Nana, Krebizi, Uam Fafa, Uam Pande, Limpande, Nana Mambere, and Mambere Kadei, Bamingi, Bangoran, Vakaga, Koto, Baskoto, obviously Ot or O meaning upper and Bas or Ba meaning lower, Ambomu and O Ambomu. Alright, over to Cameroon, once again mostly compass directions. We have Nord, Est, Sud, Centre, Littoral, Sud-Ouest, Nord-Ouest, and West already filled in. We're missing Adamawa, just like neighboring Nigeria has the same name, although spelled with an OU instead of a W. And then Extreme Nord, or far north. Alright, Nigeria it is then. We have Plateau already filled in. Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Abia Imo, Ebonyi, Anambra, Enugu, Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Ondo, Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, or Ibadan is at, Osun, Kwara, Niger, Ekiti, Kogi, Abuja, the capital, Nasarawa, Benue, Tabor, no wait, Torba, no wait, what is this? Taraba, Adamawa, Borno, Gombe, Yobe, Bauchi, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kebbi. Over to Benin, we have Littoral and Plateau already filled in. Missing Atlantique, Weme, Mono, Zoo, no wait, Kufo, Zoo, okay, yeah, Zoo it is. Have Koyin, meaning hills. Have Donga, Borgu. We also have a Borku over in Chad. The one over in Chad uses a K instead of a G, but still accepts it anyways. We have Alibori, Atakora. And that's it. Over to Togo, we have Central, Kara, and Plateau already filled in. Savane and Maritime. Ghana, we have northeast, northern, eastern, central, western, and western north already filled in. Ahafo, Ashanti, Bono, east, Greater Accra, Volta, Oti, Savannah, and Upper West and Upper East. Alright, now Ivory Coast. You might be wondering why I have this tab right here over to the right. So it's a mistake in this quiz. The Wiki included the second level subdivisions instead of the first level subdivisions, but I have memorized both. So here I'm going to name the second level one first before moving on to the Satera quiz, which contains the first level subdivisions of Ivory Coast. Alright, over to the second level ones first. Bere and Lamé already filled in. Sud Comoé, Abidjan, Grand Pont, Agnebichassa, Bélier, Yamoussoukro, the capital, Andeni Djouablin, Moronou, Ifou, Anzi, Gontugo, Bunkani, Chologo, Bolbeke, Marawe, Sassandra, Sassandra, Nawagemon, Golo Djiboua, Bokle, San Pedro, Cavailly, Tonkpi, Bafin, Worodougou, Kabadougou, Folon, Bagoué, and Poro. Alright, over now to the first level subdivisions. We have Zanzan, Komwe, obviously, Savane, the capital Yamoussoukro, Lagune, Dungele, Sassandra, Woroba, Sassandra, Marawe, Vaillé du Bandama, Montagne, Lac, Abidjan, and Godjibou, is it not? Okay, alright. Continuing on to Liberia, we have Bong already filled in. We have Maryland, obviously one of the two countries in Africa to not be fully colonized by European powers. Obviously, Liberia, a country made up of freed African American slaves, which returned back to Africa and established a homeland here. We have Maryland, just like the U.S. state. Grand Cru, River Sass, River G, Grand Gede, Nimba, Bong Lofa, Barpolo, Grand Cape Mount, Bomi, Grand Bassa, Montserrado, and Margibi. Marg will take Marj over in Libya. Margib will take Murqub over in Libya as well, before we can finally type in Margibi. Alright, over to Guinea. Anzere Kore, Farana, Cancan, Mamou, Labe, Boke, Kindia, similar to Quindio over in Colombia, and the capital Conakry, located on this tiny little peninsula. And Guinea-Bissau now, Portuguese-speaking nation. Bolama, Kinara, Cacheu, Biombo, Oyu, Bissau, the capital, Tombali, Bafata, and Gabu. Alright, Senegal now. We have Ziguinchor. Interesting theory on where this place got its name is that it came from the Portuguese phrase Cheguei e choram, which literally means I came and they cry, obviously referring to the slave trade. And then Kolda, Sediu, Tamba, Kunda, Kedugu, Kafrin. It'll take Kaf first over in Tunisia. Kafrin, Kaulak, Fatik, Fia, Dakar, the capital, also located on the peninsula, and in fact the westernmost point of Africa is Dakar. We have Diourbel, Louga, Matam, and Saint-Louis. And then over to Gambia, which is a country whose borders is formed with, or according to the Gambia River. So that's why it has such a peculiar shape. Also, almost entirely surrounded by Senegal. We have North Bank and West Coast already filled in. I have the capital Banjul, and river, Lower River, Central River, and Upper River. Right, over to Cabo Verde, Cape Verde. I have Sal already filled in. Brava, Maio, Pau, Porto Novo, just like the capital of Benin. I have Ribeira Grande, São Vicente, Tarrafal, São Nicolau, Ribeira Brava, Boa Vista, São Miguel, Santa Cruz, São Salvador do Mundo, São Lourenço dos Órgãos, São Domingos, Praia, the capital, Santa Catarina, what is this? Ribeira Grande de Santiago, Mosteiros, Santa Catarina do Fogo, and São Felipe. Alright, let's do South Sudan. I have here Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria, Central Equatoria, Western Equatoria with Bahr al-Ghazal, Northern Bahr al-Ghazal, Western Bahr al-Ghazal of Unity, Warrap. Abyei is supposed to be here, a subdivision which is supposed to be here, but it is, to be fair, a disputed territory between South Sudan and Sudan. We have Jonglei, Unity, Lakes, Ruweng, Upper Nile, and Bibor. Alright. Somalia now, southwest already filled in. We have Jubaland, Mogadishu, the capital, Hirshabelle, Galmudug, Puntland, and Somaliland. I'll take Somali first in Ethiopia there, before we can type in Somaliland, which has its own currency and everything. It's a semi-independent country, or partially recognized entity, political entity, basically. And over here we have what belongs to Yemen, Socotra, famous for its endemic species of plants and animals. Over to Ethiopia, we have Somali, Southwest Ethiopia People's Region, Southern Nationalities, Nations, and People's Region, already fill in. This subdivision has been further subdivided into Central Ethiopia Regional State. We have Sidama, Oromo, no, Omoria, no wait, what, Oromia, sorry. Addis Ababa, the capital, Diredawa, Harare, similar to Harare. Gambela, Benishangul Gumuz, Amara, Afar, Tigray. Alright, moving on to Djibouti, a country which has lots of foreign military base presence, obviously due to its strategic location at the Bab el-Mandeb. No, is this the Bab el-Mandeb Strait or is this the Bab el-Mandeb Strait? I forgot, but well, it's the entry or the exit point to the Red Sea. Alright, we have Ali Sabi, Arta, Djibouti, the capital of Dikhil, Tajura, and Obok. Now Eritrea, which is an absolute mess because 4 out of the 6 subdivisions is mixed up. So here we have southern, or Debub, filling in what's supposed to be northern Red Sea, or Seminawi Kai Bahri. Northern Red Sea filling what's supposed to be Anseba, and Anseba filling what's supposed to be Michael or Central, and Michael or Central filling in what's supposed to be southern or Debub. The only 2 subdivisions which are correctly assigned are these 2, Debubawi Kai Bahri, or Southern Red Sea in the Tigray language, and Gashbarka. Right, over onto Sudan, we have Northern, or Al-Shamal, or Shamalia, already filled in. Darfur, we have North Darfur, Shamal Darfur, West Darfur, Gharb Darfur, Central Darfur, Wasat Darfur, South Darfur, Janub Darfur, and East Darfur, Sharq Darfur, Kordofan, North Kordofan, West Kordofan, and South Kordofan. We have River Nile, or Nahr al-Nil. There we have Red Sea, also exists in Egypt there, Bahr al-Ahmar. Khartoum, the capital, Kassala al-Qadarif, Al-Jazeera, Nil al-Abyad, or White Nile, Sennar, and Nil al-Azraq, or Blue Nile. Over to Chad, we have Bahr al-Ghazal, Moyen Shari, and Borkou, already filled in. We have Mandul, Shari, Bagirmi, Gera, Salamat. What did that take? It took typing in Salah took Rabat Saleh Qnitra over in Morocco. Salamat, Sila, Wadai, Wadifira. Oh yeah, Wadi took a New Valley over there in Egypt. Enedi Est, Enedi West, a little mistake here, as let's see, Tibesti. No wait, where is the mistake? I'm pretty sure there was a mistake. I'll get to that in a minute, we'll see. We have Kanem, Lek, Anjamena, the capital, Tanjile, Hajr, Lamis. What is this? Bataha, Mayokebi Est, Mayokebi West, Logon Occidental, and Logon Oriental. Well, let me just check Chad for a second. Okay, it's fine. I'm pretty sure there was like a subdivision who isn't represented here. Anyways, moving on to Niger. We have Agadez, the largest one, mostly the Sahara. We have Difa, Zinder, Maradi, Tawa, Diaberi, Niamey, the capital, and Dosso. Right, over to Burkina Faso, we have Nord, Est, Plateau Central, and Centre already filled in. Sahel, Centre Nord, Centre Est, Centre Sud, Centre Ouest, and Sud-Ouest are already filled in as well. Boucle du Mouhoun, Beau Bassin, and Cascade, similar to the one in Seychelles, but with an S at the end. Alright, now with Mali, as of 2023, it has been further subdivided into more subdivisions. I tried looking online for the latest updated quiz, but I couldn't find it, so I'm just going to specify their names right now. So I have Kai, which has been further subdivided into Kai, Kita, and Nioro. I have Kulikoro, subdivided into Kulikoro, and Nara, or Nara, just like the Japanese prefecture. I have Bamako, the capital, Sikasso, into Sikasso, Kutiala, Dioilo, and Buguni. We have Segu into Segu and San, Mopti into Mopti, Duenza, and Bandiagara, which has that small little patch of tracker coverage over in Google Street View. And then the rest of the regions have remained the same. We have Tombouctou, very historical city, Taoudeni, Gao, Kidal, Menaka. Alright, moving on to Mauritania, where the Sahara meets the Atlantic Ocean. We have Hod al-Sharqi, Hod al-Gharbi, Takent, Al-Shaba, Gidimaka, Gurgul, Brakna, Trarza. We have the capital Nouakchott, divided into three: Nouakchott Nord, Nouakchott West, Nouakchott Sud. Inshiri دخلت Nouadhibou with Adrar, which is also present in neighboring Algeria, and Tiris Zemmour. Over to Morocco, we have Souss Massa, Tangier, Tétouan al Hoceima, Oriental, and Rabat Salah Qunitra, already filming. دخلة عود دحب، العيون سقية الحمراء، غلميم عود نون، كاسابلانكا ستات، مراكش سافي، درعا تفيلالات، فاس مكناس, and Beni Mellal Khenifra. And over here we have Canary Islands, obviously belonging to Spain. Here we have the island where Ronaldo was born, Madeira. And here we have two Spanish cities of Ceuta and Melilla. Alright, moving on to Algeria, we have Adrar, Naama, Annaba, and Tabessa. For some reason, already filled in. Alright, we have Ain Ghazam, Taman Ghasset, Ain Salah, Janet, Illizi, Warqla, Tukurt, El Aoud, Ulid Jalal, Al-Maghair, Al-Mani'a, Al-Bayad, Ghardaiya, Lagwat, Timimoun, Burj Baji, Mukhtar, Tindouf, Bashar, Beni Abbas, Sidi Bel Abbas, Tlemcen, Oran, Ain Tamushant, معسكرة تيارة سعيدة، مستغنم غليزان، تسم سلت، جلفة، عين دفلة، مدية بليدة، شلف تيبازا، الجير the capital، بومرداس، بوعيرة، ميلا، مسيلة، برج بوعررج، سطيف، Tizi Ouzou, Bejaia. They'll take Beja first in Tunisia. Bejaia, Skik, no, Jijel, Skik Da, Annaba, Al Tarf, Souq Ahras, Ghalma, Al Waqi, Khanjala, Biskra, Batna, and Constantine. Alright, moving on to our three final countries. Tunisia here. We have Nabil, Beja, Kef, and Kairouan already filled in. We have Tatooine, which is one of the locations in which Star Wars was filmed at. We have Medellin, Gebs, Sfax, كبيلي تزر غفسة سيدي بوزيد قصرين جندوبة سيليانا مهدية منستير سوس زغوان بن عروس capital تونس أريانا بيزرت and what's this one? What's this? Bizert. Oh yeah, La Manuba. Almost forgot. My goodness. Manuba. Alright. Libya now. We have Murqub, Marsh, and Ghat already filled in. Kufra, Murzuq, Sabha, Wadi al-Hayat, Wadi al-Shati, جفرة واحد بطنان دارنا جبل الأخضر Benghazi Sirt similar to Sirt, the one in Turkey. Nusrata Jabal al-Gharbi, Tripoli, the capital, or Tarabulus in Arabic. Jafara, Zawiya, Nalut, and Nuqat al-Khams. Alright, moving on to our final country, Egypt. We have New Valley, Red Sea, and Port Said. Yeah, Port Said already filled in. Suez, Ismailia, Damietta or Dumyat, Dakahliya, Sharqiya, Eastern, Cairo, the capital, Al-Qahira, Giza, Beni Suwaif, Fayoum, Minya, Asyut, Suhaj, قنا القصور أسوان مطروح Alexandria, famous historical city obviously, بحيرة غربية كفر الشيخ منوفية, and finally قليوبية. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Next video will be Europe, the final video before we name the subdivisions of the entire world. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day, y'all. Take care.